Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 16 of Kings Connected. My name is Dylan Baker. In our last episode, we got a chance to sit down and chat with goaltending coach Dave Mcconnell, and he rounded out the coaching staff for now of guys that we've interviewed on Kings Connected. Today, we'll get a chance to interview Assistant General Manager Ray Giffen. Ray's been with the organization for longer than many people have, as he was a part of the Petrolia Jets back when they were a team, the Lambton Shores Predators, and now the Kamoka Kings. So we're very excited to pick the brain of Ray and talk to him about his time within the organization and what he's been able to pick up, what he's enjoyed the most being around the league. So we're very excited for that interview. Ray is an awesome guy if you haven't met him. Ray's a great face to see at the arena every Saturday night. And without further ado, let's bring him in. It's Ray Giffen. We're joined by Kings Assistant General Manager Ray Giffen. Ray, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Dylan. How are you?
I'm great as well. Getting things started, Ray, you're one of, if not the longest tenured member of the organization, as you've been Assistant GM of the Jets, Predators, and Kings since 2007. What has kept you coming back every year?
Well, you must have a very understanding wife, right? And that helps a lot. So, growing up, I was quite young when I started, young family, had 3 young boys. Leaving for the rink in Petrolia at a stormy night. Sometimes it was tough. We moved the team to Forest. Seemed to be a little bit closer for Roop and I for the drive, and it seemed like the right thing to do. There's still challenges I had, but once you get to the rink, Dylan, it was fun. I enjoy it. I love being around the guys. Helping the kids advance and whatever they're looking to advance into, it's like work or school, and maybe further into hockey. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it, or I wouldn't be doing it. With Roop, I think almost 20 years now, a long time, and I have great respect for Roop Chanderdat, and I've gained his respect over the years, and I know how the guy thinks for the most part, and he's been good to me, and I enjoy being around him.
We're happy to have you with the Kings. Ray, how do you feel the league has changed since you got your start with the organization?
Well, a lot of things have changed, Dylan. I would say early years, in Petrolia, a lot of the stuff was still all manual, game sheets. We didn't have really, those smart boards for, doing replays with the kids on the benches. So, saying that, the way things are today, we have live scoring with Point Streak. We have live TV. Never had that back then in those years, those early years. But a lot of the technology has changed over the years. All the scouts seem to use the Point Streak website for tracking players' stats. How did Barker do last night? Well, he had three goals and 2 assists. They look for stuff like that. So it's much easier for the scouts to track players. From the GM side, we're doing more and more of the Hockey Canada registry things with the players, registering the cards. Back in the early years, we would just sign a regular card, for the kids, and then we would send them to Betty at the OHA office, and she would do the registering. But now it's up to the GMs to complete all that. So that's another task that we have to do ourselves. What else is there that I've seen? Play profiles are a big thing. So you just got to make sure, a lot of that is up to date, and because, it's all about trying to advance your players to the next level.
For sure. And the league has come a long way technologically, I'm sure, and so many different tools now for teams and scouts to use. So Ray,
even tonight, sorry, Dylan, even like what we're doing right now, like we never had that. So this is a great tool for everybody to see, and it helps, people that can't get out to the rink to see what's going on, and especially the games, grandparents. It's a big thing, and we're moving forward.
for sure, and we'd love to get the Kings games out to as many people as possible so they can tune in and check out family members or just some really good hockey to be able to watch some of that. Ray, how do you feel your skill set complements that of Roop's that you guys can build a winning organization?
Well, we've been together a long time, Dylan, and we see a lot of the same things when it comes to players. We see the same skill sets in certain players. We constantly talk about players all the time. We communicate with our coaching staff on things that we like in a player. And I think by communicating with one another and with your coaching staff, that's definitely going to help build a stronger team. And by this new move to Kamoka, we're starting to see the dividends now. Kids want to come to play with us, and we're excited with what we see in the coming future.
For sure, we're excited to watch what this team that you guys have put together can do this year. After having played for a while, was a front office or coaching staff role something you had always wanted to do?
I would have to say it kind of fell onto my lap. I was hired by Roop to do the position in Petrolia. That's that was the first team where Roop started his ground roots. We both got involved with that position. We started sharing the position, and then being new at it, sure, we made some mistakes over the years together, but we accepted our mistakes and our decisions. Moving forward, we came quite quite familiar with the league and how it worked and how player movement went. And I would say by working closely with Roop, it's helped himself and myself become smarter people in the hockey business. We do struggle at times finding those marquee players, but they will come. They do show up, and we do our best to find them. But it's going well, and we're excited the direction that we're going.
For sure, the Kings seem to be trending upward, and we're looking forward to seeing the product on the ice next year. Roop Channerdat, president and GM, had this to say: Ray Giffen has been with me since day one. He's my right-hand man and so important to the Kings franchise. I appreciate how much he's done for the organization and me. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that Ray has assisted me with over the years, and it's an honor working with him. How do you feel about Roop's words?
Wow. Thanks, Roop. I really appreciate it. Those are kind and very respectful words. Yeah, I do whatever, I do as much as I can for Roop, and I respect Roop. All he wants you to do is just be honest and upfront with him. And I think by being that person over the years has definitely helped our relationship, and we become, close friends. And, if I need something, I just ask Roop. So I think by being honest and upfront, that goes a long ways, and that's the way our relationships has been. But I really respect the man, and what you just read, and that was really nice and really thoughtful. I appreciate that a lot.
That relationship is so important for a front office, and we're glad that you and Roop have a good one. Last season, the Kings finished 7th in the West and then lost in round 1 against the Leamington Flyers. What were some of the things that impressed you about the squad that you had last season?
Well, let's see. The season, we could see where our strengths were, and then we could see where our weaknesses were. We had a slow start, but once playoffs came around, Dylan, we could see where we needed to improve. Playing Leamington, they're one of the better teams in the league, and we see what they have in offense. We see what their goaltending is. So some of the key players that we've signed early. Goaltending is a big one, as you know. If you need someone in the net that's going to stop pucks, and by signing Bola, I think he's going to help us. And we have some of our key veterans back. That's going to help us a lot. And by signing all these younger kids that played AAA last year with London Junior Knights and the Chiefs and in the area, it's we're excited with the signings. We were confident that these kids that we've signed early are the guys that we're looking for. And plus, most importantly, Dylan, they signed because they want to be here. I can remember, going to meetings with parents and players in previous years, and they always ask that question: "What are you going to do for me? What is your program all about?" And then the next thing you tell them what you're going to do for them, and then they go somewhere else. And we're just tired of wasting our time by having these one-on-one meetings, because if you don't want to be here, don't come. Sign a card, thank you very much. We're looking forward to the upcoming season. So that's one of the things that we've learned in the last couple of years. You need loyalty, you need players that want to be here, and I think we found a good crop of kids that want to be here and play for the Kamoka Kings.
Talking about the program that you guys have created and the organization, we've heard it from a lot of guys who AP'd last year, or returning players that are coming back from this year or coming back for this year. The Kings are a very welcoming organization. What does that praise mean to you?
Well, I'm glad that the kids are seeing that, because we just try to be open and honest with the players, and that goes a long ways. We tell them what their role is on the team, and they appreciate that. We tell them where they need to improve. They appreciate that. We try to do extra things for the players. Like Roop went out and he's picked up the gym workout for them, and that seems to work very well. It's a Monday night, as you know, and it's for an hour. And most of the kids appreciate that extra piece of the pie that's needed to become a good hockey player. So being upfront, being honest is goes a long ways with the players. And we try to help. If we can help, we try to help.
Definitely. And of course, Precision Fitness and Performance Center, you mentioned them there. The Kings have their workouts there every Monday night, or at least that's what it was last season. It's such a huge piece of the strength and conditioning regimen for players, I'm sure. Ray, last year we saw several Kings APs get drafted into the OHL. What is the selection, or what goes into the selection of these APs?
Well, you get a lot of pressure from the agents, right, to try and AP these kids. Remember Ron last year, he had a few phone calls. You need to get this kid in the lineup. He's going to go high in the draft. But you have to try and communicate with a lot of people out there where there's kids potentially that are going to go high in the draft picks. And if we can help somebody out like we did last year, there's the kids, the Barker kid, extremely well player, and he went high in the draft. But you want these kids to develop. You want them to be part of your organization. Maybe it's 2 games, 3 games, but they did wear the King sweater, and we're very proud of what we've done for some of these kids, giving them the opportunity, because some teams don't offer that opportunity, and we're one of the few teams that make it happen.
Definitely. And of course, Bryce Mcconnell Barker went 4th overall to the Sioux Greyhounds. He AP'd 9 games for the Kings last year, including 3 playoff games. When he was there, he contributed greatly to the team's success on the ice. Ray, final question for you. Do you have any goals for the team that you'd like to reach this year?
Well, our goal is to be better than we were last year. I think we underachieved a little bit last year. This year, we need to be better. We need to get more W's on that game sheet. Finishing in the middle of the pack is realistic, and we have to work hard to get there. And I think we've got the right chemistry to do that. We've got a young coaching staff with Colin Martin, Mike Riatti. They're pretty excited. They're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I know we're working on getting some extra ice at the moment. Colin's looking after that, and we're one of the few teams that they do have ice available that can be used. There's some franchises out there that are still waiting to hear from their municipalities if there's ice going in. So we're very fortunate. So if we can stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of the other teams, that's definitely going to be a bonus. And we're excited.
We're looking forward to seeing the team next year and hopefully back on the ice soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, Ray.
Hey, thank you for having me, Dylan. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
That was Assistant General Manager Ray Giffen, who's been with the organization for quite some time. He talked about his close relationship with Roop Channerdat, the Kings president and GM. Those two have been together for a very long time, working on the hockey front. And he talked about some of the goals in recruitment this year and the things he was looking for, and how excited he is to watch this team play next season. We're excited to watch them hit the ice as well, whenever that may be, and hopefully it can be very soon. We're looking forward to the return of the league and the return of hockey once again in front of us, hopefully at the Kamoka Wellness Center if fans are allowed in the stands. We're looking forward to a season whenever that does happen. We thank you all very much for joining us today in episode 16 of Kings Connected, and we'll see you all next week with another great episode.